Hello guys, this is Nick the Echidna here, and welcome to my reaction to Mewtwo vs. Shadow Death Battle. Alright, so before I begin this reaction video, I just want to say that the reason why I have not been uploading a lot recently is because we've been trying to do some moving around here, so I'm probably going to be moving sometime in like the next couple months or something. I'm not even sure if the move is going to happen, but that's the reason why I have not been uploading a lot of gaming stuff, because all my consoles have been unplugged, and we're probably not going to be replugging them anytime soon. I mean, I could do stuff on the PS4 and PS2 because I still have that kind of stuff going on. And considering that I have Sonic Mega Collection on my PS2, I could probably just continue my Sonic 3 Let's Play from there. But there's a problem with my video camera. It's being completely salty, and what I mean by that is that it's just the touchscreen isn't working. So right now, in the midst of continuing Let's Plays, I am kind of fucked. I mean, I could just continue my Let's Plays on I can just download the games on a file on my computer, but I would not want to run the risk of coming across a virus on one of those files. So, yeah. But, yeah. I just wanted to get that out of the way. But enough talk, let's just get the reaction done in 3, 2, 1, go.
With Death Battle, our combatants are always extraordinary in one way or another, whether they're a superhero or a plumber.
But these two are literally built to show up the rest of their kind. Mewtwo, the genetically engineered Pokemon.
And Shadow the Hedgehog, the ultimate life form.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
Nice to see Shadow return in Death Battle.
Years ago, a brilliant scientist named
Plus,
Dr. Fuji was working to create a brand new life form which would change the world.
All rights go to
That's
ScrewAttack.
great and all, but he had something else in mind.
Fuji hoped his experiments would help him discover a way to resurrect the person he cherished most, his deceased daughter, Amber.
With unlimited resources funded by mob money, he figured out how to clone his daughter's ball of consciousness. Because science!
But before he could
And all the
finish,
footage
he had
of the
to
anime
create
goes
the
to,
most powerful Pokemon, a clone
rightful
of the legendary
owners.
Mew.
And he named him Mewtwo.
Yeah, Fuji wasn't very creative when it comes to naming, but when you can create a new life form with nothing but a fossilized eyelash, you know you're a master of genetic engineering. A field I'd love to get more experience in myself.
Told you 1,000 times, Wiz, you're not gonna alter my DNA.
What are you talking about? I would never do that.
Always watching, Wiz. Always.
Growing up in a test tube, Mewtwo's only
Boomstick's always the
companions were
best part of
Fuji's
Death
other
Battle.
test subjects, including Amber herself through some sort of psychic link.
Amber taught Mewtwo about the sun, the moon, tears, and, life stuff. Oh, and also death when she died for good right in front of him.
Worrying this may be too mentally traumatic for the still infant Mewtwo, Dr. Fuji's team erased all memory of her. Unfortunately, this left Mewtwo with a feeling of loss and confusion, and no memories to explain why.
With nothing else to do, Mewtwo decided to take out all his aggression on all of humanity. Then he turned some stupid kid into stone, a bunch of Pokemon cried, and Mewtwo figured out humans aren't so bad after all.
Mewtwo is one of the most powerful psychic-type Pokemon, defeating its foes
Holy
with the
shit,
power
it's
of
all-
its mind.
Alright, wait a minute. You
Like
keep
Darth
calling him
Vader
it. Is Mewtwo a guy or a girl?
Well, neither. Technically, it's genderless.
Oh, how does it bang?
It doesn't.
Bummer. Well, one thing's for sure, it's got balls of ghost energy that blow holes in stadiums, had an onslaught of undodgeable stars, multiple types of defensive shields, and a healing ability for when those shields don't quite cut it.
Alongside its other abilities, Mewtwo's
always
favorite
thought Mewtwo
move
was
is
a guy.
Psychic, a powerful form of telekinesis.
Pokemon movie.
With it, Mewtwo can effortlessly send enemies as heavy as a 500-pound Onyx flying through the air.
He can even make himself fly like a Zubat out of hell.
Also, it can augment its
no,
melee
that's
combat with
that
psychic
movie.
energy or occasionally a massive spoon.
Would you say he sometimes spoons his enemies?
No, nothing about
Ha, ha,
Mewtwo
ha.
is cuddly, especially when it uses Hyper Beam or Psy Strike, attacks so strong they can incapacitate the toughest of Pokemon in a single hit.
And when trouble comes a-knockin', Mewtwo answers the door with a badass Mega Evolution.
Mewtwo is one of the few Pokemon capable of Mega Evolving without the assistance of a trainer. As Mega Mewtwo Y, it gains enormous boosts in strength, defense, and speed.
Making Mewtwo powerful enough to fly into space while carrying a robot bug monster.
Fast enough to breach escape velocity over 25,000 miles per hour, over 32 times the speed of sound.
So, really fast.
Mewtwo is so skilled in its psychic prowess, it can wipe specific memories from dozens of people at once.
On top of all that, it can survive a massive amount of abuse. Like the time it got double impaled by an alien Pokemon's tentacles. Didn't they censor that?
It effortlessly defeated most of the Pokemon Champions team, including a legendary Articuno. It also teleported an entire crater lake from the top of Mount Cana. This lake is comparable to a similar body of water in the real world, Lake Kilauea, which holds over 385 million tons of water.
Wow, that's almost enough power to lift my ex-wife on buffet day.
Being a psychic Pokemon, Mewtwo is naturally weak to bug, ghost, and dark-type damage. Strange Dr. Fuji didn't pull that code out of his DNA, but whatever.
Hey, you gotta have some sort of failsafe when you're making the world's most powerful Pokemon.
Ah yes, the ultimate failsafe against the most powerful psychic Pokemon. Bugs!
Oh God, it's a Caterpie! Get it away, it's spooky!
I was not born a Pokemon, I was created. And my creators have used and betrayed me. So, I stand alone.
Alright. I wonder if there's anything different about Shadow that I haven't that I've not heard since
Years
Vegeta.
ago, a brilliant scientist named Professor Gerald Robotnik, the
Fucking
grandfather
ass.
of Sonic's forever balding nemesis, worked to create a new life form which would change the world.
It was called Project Shadow, a covert government operation to discover the secret to immortality. Besides, you know, like diet and exercise, cause fuck that.
In Professor Gerald's case, specifically for his granddaughter Maria, who was dying as a result of neuroimmune deficiency syndrome.
Now that I think about it, Project Shadow is a pretty scary name for a program that's all about curing diseases and saving humanity.
Maybe it has something to do with the program's secret pact with a hive mind alien race called the Black Arms. Perhaps.
Okay. So what do you get when you take immortality, the cure of all diseases, aliens, and put them all together to make the ultimate life form? You get a hedgehog.
Shadow the Hedgehog
pretty
was
much.
the first step toward a perfect future. And during his time in Gerald's space laboratory, Shadow and Maria grew very close.
Until they were separated by a bullet. Turns out the governments of the world weren't too fond of all the evil alien business, so they stormed the place, captured Shadow, and killed Maria right in front of him. 50 years later, Shadow escaped and decided to take his revenge by just killing everyone. Until he remembered Maria's last words were pretty much, "Don't be a dick," so he changed his mind.
Now on the side of good,
Yeah.
Shadow dedicated himself to protecting the world from the forces of evil.
Turns out fighting the bad guys isn't too hard when you've got super strength, super speed, helped along by some awesome rocket shoes, and a bucket of deadly chaos
I always
powers.
thought those
By
were,
channeling
like,
the
skates or
potentially
something.
unlimited power of the Chaos Emeralds, Shadow can enhance physical attacks, heal over time, and strike with powerful energy blasts. And with the power of Chaos Control, he can warp through space and distort time, slowing it down to a crawl, or with enough power, freezing it
photo negative.
completely.
He's got so much power, he can only contain it all with 2 inhibitor rings around his wrists. Unless he gets all 7 Chaos Emeralds, which he can use to transform into a Super Saiyan Shadow. Super Shadow, yeah. As Super Shadow, he is completely invulnerable,
Or you
can
could've
move at
just
the
said
speed of
Super
light,
Saiyan ripoff.
and has unlimited access to the power of the Chaos Emeralds.
Enough power to stop the space colony Ark's collision with Earth, and to teleport a giant comet the size of a city. Assuming this rock is half hollow and using
Looks
the
like a
density of
giant
concrete
turd.
as minimum base, this black comet must weigh at least 915 million tons.
Even without his super form,
Holy
Shadow
shit.
is powerful enough